The last time that I filmed a thing with my dog, can you come here and show them? Can I? Hi. With my dog here, a bunch of people were like, "Oh my God, your dog has this behavioral problem," and da 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 da. And this is actually what I want to talk to you guys about today: the internet. This is what I want to talk to you guys about today: the internet from my autistic perspective, okay? And dealing with people and opinions and how you present yourself. And my dog at the time, it was, I think, the second or third video I ever posted on this channel. Also, hi, I'm Courtney. This is Gru. I was diagnosed autistic at 35. I'm now 38. Okay, there's a video. It's going to be linked. You'll find it, I'm sure. At the time of filming that, this thing was a baby. Okay? And I don't know if you know, baby dogs do dumb things. He was also not neutered. He is now neutered. At the time, he was not neutered. And so he wanted to hump everything. Now, here's what's interesting about the internet, right? You see what you see in these four walls, okay? And you make your assumptions. So even right now, you're making an assumption. You maybe haven't seen my face before and you're thinking, who is this dumb, like, female presenting person who, has ideas, and you don't really seem like you're super autistic, and like, how dare you have a channel and how dare you have thoughts on these things. And you're going ahead with your limited knowledge based on the Golden Girls playing in the background. I should probably turn that off. That's so distracting. Okay, how about we just do one of these? Yeah, that's pretty good. Your like super limited view of me based off of what you've seen on my channel. And remember that each of these videos is kind of, anywhere from like, I don't know, 15 minutes to a half hour, sometimes longer if I'm feeling a little crazy. But there are 24 hours in a day, and you aren't in my apartment for those 24 hours. And you only know what I share, and I don't share everything, because there are some things that are personal, and there's some things for my own safety that I don't wish to share on the internet. So it's such a hard thing when people will say the things that they do. And now a lot of you guys, this isn't going to be a complaining video. I swear I do have a point. We're coming to a point. Brace yourselves. A lot of you say some beautiful things and share amazing stories. Okay, I'm sure the ASMR is really appreciated. I think I'm going to move you. What do you think? I did a thing, okay, because I love dinosaurs. Dinosaurs are my special interest. And Path of Titans is a game where you get to be the dinosaur, which really, my reality is why this timeline, universe, powers that be, why? I wanted to be a Triceratops in the Cretaceous period, maybe not right when the asteroid is about to collide, but figure it out, man. Come on. And so this game does for me. Jesus, my aim is so bad. I'm feeling so terrible. It's awful. And I play this game and I made a server and I did a thing. And here's for further context, right? I originally on YouTube went by Courtney Mermaid. And to save you some time, I have something like 500 or 600 million views on that channel, which is why I jumped ship. Like, I had started sharing my autism content over there and it wasn't appreciated. People didn't like it. And really, like, I get it. He's just a dog. Do you understand? Like, I don't know if people understand this. Where do you get off having a comment? It's so fascinating. And you can't have boundaries on the internet. This is actually going to tie in just swell. I'm going to switch hands. But where do people get off thinking that it's acceptable? I know because you put something out on the internet, there is a little bit of an expectation that people are invited to collaborate with their thoughts and their opinions. I'm going to tell you straight up, it's no different than like the clothes that you wear and walking around outside and having some douchebag make a shit comment, okay? It's a fascinating thing, but people feel safe behind their screens. And I have a really hard time with this. I have a really hard time with it. I am one sensitive motherfucker, okay? I don't like it. I really don't. I feel so like I get really upset when people will make comments, especially after I've said, I am not looking for people to diagnose me with stuff. As if I haven't got a team, okay? If I'm gonna ask, I'm gonna ask. Don't volunteer. You know, don't it's such an amazing thing. Prime example of this, and hopefully those of you who have issue with what I'm about to say, this is going to be a perfect time for you to pack up your shit and get gone. But ran into a fellow on my walk with my dog, and I was with my husband, and we were just having like this talk. This guy was hanging out with our dog. We were having this discussion, and he made a comment about like, well, when you have kids, or you know, why don't you have kids, or like something with kids, because I have a uterus and therefore the entire universe has to make a fucking to do about that. Good God. But like, are we not in the day and age where we've comprehended a little bit, like with all of the knowledge and all of the things that we have, that saying something like that to somebody, like, you don't know if I wanted to have kids or not. Well, you guys know. Kids were not part of my plan. Whether I wanted kids or not, you don't know if I've tried to have kids, or if I have losses, or if, you know, what kind of a situation I've got medically, physically. Could I even have kids? I don't know. And it was just, and it seems like such a flyaway comment, right? And this guy's a very pleasant man. I hold nothing against him. I can comprehend that that was not for me to take that way. But that's also just me. And that may not be you, right? Because maybe you have experienced loss, and maybe you are having a really hard time with this. And it's for each person individually, their decision. How I feel about it does not change how you feel about it, nor should it. But like the other day, on this, back to my Path of Titans for a minute, the other day I had made a post, and I just post these goofy, stupid little videos, okay? And it's usually like from the POV of me actually playing the game, and I do a voiceover, and I do the voiceover live, right? But there's an AI voice that I use on TikTok, and I am not a big like AI using individual. That said, what this does for me is, if you've ever watched me on Twitch and you've seen me live, here I try to really manage it so that I'm not lots of ups and downs for you guys. But what the voice does, and it's just a silly little voice, it's the trickster voice, I think it's hysterical, but it evens my tone, completely levels my tone, and it makes it nice and neutral. So when I've horrifically blown out my microphone, it fixes it. And I really like that. And for me, that's just like a little accommodation that I choose to make. And it also is part of the vibe and the, hi, oh, you've got something on your nose. But some, like, and maybe a kid, maybe? I don't know. What are we all doing? And his comment was, get a job. And I have to comprehend this, right? So I have to think about this. This person, whoever the hell they are, took time out of their life from scrolling to type out, get a job. Like, I don't even, and it's so funny because I have very carefully taught myself over the years that there are some things that you just, right? So my instinctually, block, delete, or delete, block, whatever comes first. Usually block, delete, because block will very often remove the comment, and if it doesn't, then I go in and delete it. And that's my how I operate here as well. So you guys will say, well, like, we don't see a lot of nasty comments. I get quite a few. Block, delete, block, delete, block, delete. On YouTube, it's different. I can't actually block people from seeing my content, but I can hide them from the channel so that you can't see their comments, which is what I end up doing. But it really disgusts me to no end that that's the limitation. I have a front door, and I have a lock on the door. I'm in the middle of a pretty bad pain flare, so if I look stiff, that's what's going on. But if I lock my door, I have an expectation. There is an expectation. Now, somebody could break in, which, knock on wood, is not going to be a thing. But we have laws for that. There's a law for that. There's somebody you call. You phone up the police. Hey, we've experienced a break-in. You phone your insurance company, blah, blah, blah. Like, there are steps. There are things that you do. On the internet, when some asshole says something to you, And in some cases, it's wildly inappropriate. What the fuck are you supposed to do? What do you do? Who do you call? There's nothing you can do. There's no door you can slam in their face. There's nothing really that I feel like you can do. And I find that so frustrating. And I find it even more frustrating the people who watch my content just to leave the trash comments. Like, I don't care if you've got a differing opinion from me. Let's hear it. But you don't have to name call and crew. Can you stop licking the floor? I think it might be picking up, okay? Can you get up on the couch? But there just isn't anything you can do. So the point of the Path of Titans mention was basically that I had a targeted attack on my server. So somebody came in and said some really not appropriate stuff to two of my other members. And so I banned them. I have no tolerance. I have no patience. Fuck around and find out, bro. So I banned them. And I didn't realize that they had multiple other friends and possibly multiple other accounts in the server. And when I banned them, they noticed. And so they obviously sent their little posse to say insane things, just really stupid, and to break all my 2 fucking rules for my server, by the way. And I'm just sitting here, so it's activating all kinds of stuff for me as an autistic person as well, right? And I really should have thought twice about starting, I'm one person, one autistic person, mind you, recovering from severe autistic burnout. And I thought this was a good idea. Manage your expectations of yourself, please. And so I had to handle this. And then I'm thinking to myself, again, here we are in the age of the internet, and this person had friends, and these friends, the things that they said, I have screen grabs of all of it. I've got records of everything. My server keeps a record of everything. None of these words got blocked out. So the game, Path of Titans, did fuck all to stop the rest of my community from being... So now I'm going to have to go on a hunt to see if there's a way that I can implement and put in words. But we're in the year 2025. The AI is fucking everywhere. And you mean to tell me that nobody's been like, hey, you know what a really good use for AI would be? Your personal internet security to automate and automatically put all of the idiots in a bucket elsewhere. I don't know what to say. And we all assume, we all make these assumptions, and I'm sure you make assumptions about me, and I make assumptions about you. I'm assuming these are thoughts that you're having, okay? But you look at me, and you don't experience what I experience while I'm experiencing it. I've been having really bad back, neck, and pain going up the back of my head. I don't know what's caused it. I have a theory, but I don't for sure know what's caused it. But every breath that I take is actually causing me pain right now. Do not go into my comment section and try to diagnose me with shit. I don't want to, please. This is a boundary that I have. I don't really appreciate it. I know that you have good intentions. Please know that. I know that you've got good intentions, but that doesn't change the fact that I just don't want to hear it. But this is a boundary that gets crossed for me all the time. Think about yourself for a minute. When you're on the internet and you're doing your thing, how many times does it happen? Let me give you another example. So my shop, I have a mermaid apparel shop. And in this mermaid apparel shop, I sell, would you guess it, mermaid apparel. There is nothing overtly sexual about in the nature of what it is that I'm selling, okay? We, bikini tops, sports bra style tops, crop tops, leggings, swim bottoms, these kinds of things. And sure, you could sexualize that all you want, but that is not the theme. That is not the aim of what this is practical swimwear for a very niche audience, okay? And they're going to do with it as they will anyway. But that account is constantly targeted by, I don't even want to tell you how many inappropriate photos I've seen, okay? In my DMs. So I don't answer DMs. I don't even open the DMs on there anymore because every time I go in there, it's another unsolicited you-know-what pic or boobs or bum or whatever. And Like, I haven't asked for that. I don't need to see this. I don't care what you do in your spare time, but why is it ending up like, what the actual fuck? Why? And I have to process this shit, okay? So, as an autistic person, so I handled my situation yesterday. The server got attacked and I got targeted, and I went and I did everything I had to do. I whitelisted my server, blah blah blah. I did all of the things. I upped my security. I did all the things, okay? And as soon as I stopped and as soon as I finished, I completely shut down. It was completely toast. And then a little bit more time passed, and then I'm like, oh God, I think I'm okay. No, I'm not okay. Because it's delayed for me, everything's delayed. So there's a pretty good chance at some point today I'm going to have another breakdown because I process stuff seemingly in kind of chunks. And I use movement to help me process this kind of shit, which is really helpful. But I don't understand. I don't understand how, like, any of us out here sharing our stories or our ideas or our opinions on things has anything to do with anybody else. Like, it does. I recognize it. And I do. And I really do. I'm not talking about, like, I always try to acknowledge that everything that I say on my channel is purely from my perspective, and my perspective is one of great privilege. And I'm really trying hard as I'm learning and I'm growing to recognize that. And it's even privileged that I have any kind of a space, whether you're actually listening to this or not, or watching or not. It is a privilege for me to have a space to speak on this as somebody who finds this excessively fucking frustrating. But there are people out there. There are people who are out there doing the unthinkable because somebody said something to them on a platform that gives you basically next to no control. The internet is the stupidest fucking invention of our age, and yet I have immense gratitude because some of my nearest and dearest people are people I know through the internet who they don't live 5 minutes from me, who I wouldn't know without the internet. It's brought me all of you beautiful people. There has to be some kind of a balance. There really does. The fact that I was completely helpless yesterday, and it's the same thing. I had to private my TikTok, and I had to take other steps. And it just disgusts me because would you, if you met me and you didn't know my story, you didn't know I'm somebody who lives with like chronic pain, who's autistic, you know, and you walked out, like, I'm 5'10", I don't know, like 150 some odd pounds. I'm not little, okay? I have a wicked resting bitch face that is almost 24 hours. We'll say, like, I film for you guys for a little bit and then my face gets pretty gnarly according to my friends and people. But, like, if you walked up to me on the street and you said something like that, what do you think my reaction would be? Like, how do you think I would handle that? You know? Like, it's just so sad. It's just such a pathetic thing. And I'm not saying, like, I'm such an imposing, like, oh, you should be so scared, because you really shouldn't. Like, I'm just not that kind of person. Like, I don't want people to be uncomfortable, and I don't want people to be upset, and I don't want people to feel bad. Even the bad people, I don't want the bad people to feel bad. I just want my boundaries to be respected, and I don't know really how you're supposed to go about that in this day and age, because everybody is such an asshole. And I don't, like, that's a broad, obviously, like, really a broad thing, because you guys aren't, and I don't mean that like everybody, so but it just feels like everybody is so mean. Everybody's so tired and fed up. Nobody can afford anything. Nobody can go anywhere. Nobody can do things. Everybody's affected by all of the bullshit going on in the world. And it just feels like everything is so bad all of the time. Nobody cares anymore. It's just so sad. Anyway, it was like, this has devolved into like the collapse of society over here. But yesterday was such a difficult thing because it, like, I primarily experienced dinosaurs through the internet, right? Like, I don't live in an area where we're digging up fossils. So I experienced dinosaurs, like, primarily through the internet, like YouTube lectures Okay, bless all of the great teachers of paleontology who post their lectures on the internet. You people are, you're doing God's work, honestly. Thank you. Okay. So I watch those and I play Path of Titans and I do these things and I enjoy it immensely. And then when something like this happens, I have no control over it and it is a direct attack on my special interest. And what the fuck am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do? There's not a whole lot I can do. I did everything that I could do. And I think I handled it well enough. But I really hate that there just isn't more. Because, like, I'll tell you, I'm not afraid to run my mouth in public. Like, if I see something, I'm a person who will say something. Do you know what I mean? And it's the kind of thing where, like, if I saw this happen to somebody else and it was, like, tangible and I could do something, I would. But it's the internet. And people are slippery on the internet. And I can't just go up to these people and be like, why? Like, look at me. Why? Like, it's not bad enough that people like you existed throughout my childhood, throughout my youth, my teenage years, my early adulthood. Thank God I've weeded most of you morons out. Are you kidding? Oh my God. And I know that the meanness and all of this comes generally, this is not a rule of thumb, but generally out of a place of hurt. And people say mean things to me and call me mean names, or they don't like my pronouns, or they don't like, heaven forbid. And I never make a big deal. I like to use they, them pronouns. I won't correct you if you use she, her, because I am not a confrontational person. That's my personal preference. That doesn't have to be your personal preference. I do want to underline that. But people have said horrible things about that. And why? We're just living in such a weird time. And it's so hard to imagine that it could get worse, but I imagine it's probably going to. Like, the internet has become such a barren wasteland. Nobody shares for the sake of, like, when I think of why I used to share photos, like, I wasn't doing it because, I need to get, like, 50 likes or 100 likes or 500,000 likes, whatever the hell, like, who cares? You used to share because you wanted to show off to your friends, or you wanted to show off to your family. Not show off, but, like, you wanted to share with those guys, friends at school or whatever. And now it's just one big stupid competition. And for me, it's so hard because, like, everything triggers my PDA. I did a video talking about that. If you want to watch that, I'm sure I've got it linked somewhere. And everything triggers my rejection sensitive dysphoria, which is a whole other kettle of fish. So I feel it so much more is kind of the best way, and I'm extremely sensitive to it. And I have workarounds. And my biggest workaround has been that generally, and this makes me sound really full of myself, you have to know I'm a pretty insecure person, so this is going to sound one way, but it's not, is I have kind of taught myself to value my opinion more, like, of myself more. And with that, to note that, like, if I don't feel good about a decision that I made, I need to reflect on that. And if I feel like the information being presented to me is of value, I want to make sure that I reflect on that, okay? I look at it, I take it in. But if I'm not going to, why am I sitting so far forward this whole time? If I'm not going to seek you out for advice, then why would I take an opinion from you? This was advice I've given to artists before, because very often when you show your artwork to people, you're going to get a couple of different responses, right? Like, sometimes people will just tell you what they think you want to hear, but sometimes people will be jealous, or they will just be a little nasty for whatever reason. They've got their reasons. And they'll tell you that your stuff's not very good, even if it is. And so the advice that I had given, it was a couple of people, I think. I was like, is the person that you're asking, or the person that you're showing your work to, or that the person that's giving you an unsolicited comment or whatever, are they somebody that you would actively seek out for, like, counsel on your work, or, like, advice, or, like, a critique? Are they somebody who you know? Boy, this has been such a rambly one. But if not, then whatever they say shouldn't have that same weight, that same punch, you know? This is a bit all over the place. I don't even know what I'm going to title this. Amusing, a rambling about the stupidity of mankind when it comes to the internet. What are we all going to do? Honestly, what are we all going to do? This is just the stupidest thing. And it's been such a wonderful way for me to connect with other people. And on the internet, this is not like a goodbye video. Oh God, I'm starting to sound like that now. But I do have such a hard time. And because I'm such a sensitive person, and because it's just like, I don't know. Can you relate? Do you feel these things too? When it comes to the internet, I want to hear about your experience. And it doesn't necessarily have to be the autistic experience. If you're seeing this and you just happen to relate to me and you want to talk about it, let's go, let's hear it. As somebody who's been like actively working to recover from autistic burnout, has been working very hard to unmask and establish my own personal boundaries, the fact that I cannot carry that forward onto the internet really pisses me off. Really pisses me off because I feel like yesterday was such a setback. For me. I just felt so like, here I'm trying to do this thing that I'm paying for out of my own pocket. It's like I'm paying the rent in this house and you came in here and just smeared your shitty shoes all over my welcome mat? Like, are you kidding? Do you know? And then having to process that, like, I was shaking and I was crying and I was so upset. And I still feel like there's nothing more. Now I'm just so scared, and it's my special fucking interest. So I'm also working on finding new ways of incorporating my special interest into other like aspects. Oh, also, if you haven't met Albert yet, this is Albert. If you're looking for like, I swear to goodness, this is the cutest thing. This is by Wild Republic, Triceratops. And this is money I don't regret spending. He's so, and actually quite accurate. Okay, really peep this. Look at this. This is so beautifully made. It's ridiculous. Anyways, he's my new little buddy. We're friends now. Oh my God. He's fallen asleep, you guys. He's fallen asleep. Oh, damn, I woke him up. Oh, come on. I just gave him a fresh haircut. Anyways. Look, it's been really nice hanging out with you for a little chat, sit down, whatever this was. I don't really know what this was. I needed to talk to you guys about it. You guys are very sensible and you share so much in the way of like just your experiences and your thoughts. And given how much a lot of you relate to me, I was hoping that this could be just like a little something that we explore together. So if that sounds good and you feel safe to do so, please feel free, hop down into my comment section, leave me your thoughts. Let's get a little bit of a conversation going on this. And I don't know if we can all like work together to do our best to like consider what it is that we're putting out there and consider how we feel when stuff comes in. And like, I don't know that any of us are ever going to have the power to make any kind of a real change on the internet, but I feel like if we all work together to set our boundaries and to uphold each other's boundaries, I feel like that's a good start. And I really hope that things can improve. So, with love and appreciation and a very sore back, I'm going to go and hopefully update an event now on my server because I forgot to do it because I got so frazzled. That's it for me. Thank you so much for being here with me on this journey. I love you all so very much, and I look forward to catching you all again in my next video. Bye for now.